I'm gonna go on record and say that I think I have the most rewarding job out there. I get to help clean up the city by using really cool environmentally friendly designs on outdoor spaces for people that really need them. And with the help of the Green Force team, we're gonna do just that. My name is Carson Arthur, and this time we're gonna take care of the people who take care of us, right here at Fire Hall 315.
.315 it originally started as Fire Station 8 in the former municipality of Toronto. The building was erected in 1878.
In the back of the fire hall, it's a concrete parking lot.
There was nothing there. It was a pretty cold space, just cement.
I'm hoping Carson and Green Force can make an inviting area where we can hang out, relax, and if you guys help us out, we're ended up helping out the community.
If this is your only space right now, it's not very inviting. What do you currently use it for?
Parking.
I also noticed that you've got some kids over here. Is this a community center or a school?
It's an alternative school. It's a daycare and a public school. The schools in the communities will come around and then we give school tours to teach about fire safety.
Basically, you need a space out here for the firefighters to use when they're not fighting fires. I'm almost going to treat it like it's a backyard. We've got to include it as being a spot for educating the kids and making the community more accessible to the firefighters. Other than ripping out the concrete, this is going to be fun. Well, thanks for coming down. Now, this is the actual design that I'm envisioning for your space.
Perfect. It looks like a backyard.
Well, I mean, for the firefighters, this is second home. First of all, patio furniture. All right, I'm thinking that this space is going to be used mostly for eating, dining, that sort of thing.
And what's this?
It's a built-in barbecue, and it's a raised island, so this is all work surface. There's a lot of stone in this space, so I'm breaking up the stone with some inset patterns, and this is going to be herringbone.
Okay.
This is going to feel more like a dining room floor. Ordinarily in a dining room setting like this, you have elements like walls and patio doors and countertops, even area rugs to help you define the space around the table and chairs. But outside, you don't have those same options. Now at the fire hall, I'm trying to recreate this look of an outdoor dining area. Now I could have used an outdoor area rug, but I want something a little bit more permanent. Recently, I was at Casa Loma and I saw a fantastic herringbone pattern in the floor, which is very unusual in interlock patios. Basically, they took the tiles and they made them into a herringbone pattern. So I'm gonna recreate that same look underneath the table and chairs, which is definitely a four-season solution.
And I know about herringbone. I have it in my house.
Oh, good. So exactly like a dining room. Lots of plants, lots of trees along this wall here, evergreens in the front to give you a little bit of privacy. One of the elements I want to bring into this space is a water reclamation program. Take advantage of all the rainfall on that big roof you have.
Great.
Perennials and things like that. I'm thinking about grasses, even things like this fern.
Perfect for a fire hall.
All right, I want to talk to you a little bit too about flowers. Now, I'd like to add a little bit of color, but when you get into this sort of plant material, it becomes a little bit more effort and more care required on your part.
It's a busy fire hall, so keep it simple.
Okay, at this point, we can actually start to break ground and start removing some of that asphalt.
Perfect, it looks good, let's go. It's gonna bring the guys together. The community is gonna see us out there, which makes us more accessible. It's great, it's better than a parking lot.
Today's our first day of construction here at Fire Hall 315, and it's demolition day. The Green Force team has worked really hard to remove all that asphalt and concrete from this space. Now we can start actually laying out the design. So then that's that access point there.
Right.
Okay. And this is going to be a barbecue.
Is it okay if we modify the dimension a little bit to incorporate full bricks as opposed to having little cut pieces on the end?
Absolutely. I don't want to see any cuts on that. So full stones for all of this, but these patterns are herringbone, which is a really nice detail.
Sure it is.
But it's extra work.
Yeah.
I also want it on top of the island and the two benches.
Okay. Sure.
And then I'm thinking that this plant bed should be about 5 feet. I want it the same on that side.
Same depth.
And then I'm gonna put 4 big trees in.
Do we know what those are yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I still have to go pick those out. So while you guys are kind of wrapping up the space, I'll get all the plant stuff sourced.
Come back, we'll be ready for you.
Now that I'm feeling really confident that Jordan has a grasp on what I'd like to see in this space, I'm gonna slip out and buy the plants. It'll also give me an opportunity to really finalize this design. I'm at the garden center today to specifically shop for some plants to solve some of the design challenges I have at the fire hall. Now the first is that privacy issue between the children's playground and the new patio. I want to use clump form trees. Now clump form are considered multi-stem trees, and you can see that they have lots of little trees all in one plant. They have lots of privacy from the ground up. The other thing that I like specifically about the birch is that it has nice white bark, which looks good all year long. And it is a full, dense tree, which means it's not only good for visual barrier, it's also great for sound. One of the other design elements that I want to address at the fire hall is the big wall that has the graffiti on it. Now we are planning to paint it, but I still want to soften up the look of all those concrete blocks. So I'm going to do that by planting vines. Now this is a beautiful clematis and the flowers are fantastic, but this vine only grows on trellises. It has to twine onto something to go vertical. Instead, I'm gonna go with this little vine. Now this is a climbing hydrangea. This guy has little rootlets which cling to the concrete, allowing this plant to grow up the whole side of the building, which is why this is the right one for the fire hall. Now hostas are very common. Everybody's seen a hosta. They're a favorite plant for shaded areas. They do well in sun, but what you probably don't know about hostas is that there are thousands of varieties. You can get colors from blues and whites to greens and yellows, and it's a really good plant to use to fill in all the spaces around your perennials and shrubs. And all I really need to do here is pick out which ones I want and place my order. And this unit is 130 gallons.
This is 130 gallons.
That is a lot of wasted water. I wanted you to see the space at this point because this is sort of halfway.
Looks like a lot of stonework. Is it? I don't see much green right now.
The Green Force team is helping out a local fire hall by taking away a backyard cement pad and replacing it with a beautifully designed outdoor patio. This makeover will include lots of herringbone stonework, a built-in barbecue, a custom-built cedar hedge, tons of plants and trees, and finally, a stylish set of patio furniture that's perfect for any space.
Now, I'm noticing that this building is a big, flat building. What do you do with the water? Because there's no eaves truss anywhere that I can see.
Goes right into the storm source.
They have a huge flat roof, which is an awesome collector for water. So we're gonna use the rainwater not only to water the plants, but also to help wash the fire trucks. This unit is 130 gallons.
This is 130 gallons.
So if you go considerably bigger than a rain barrel, you're collecting a lot more, which means you're saving a lot more water down the road.
Correct. So if you're looking at 1,000 square feet of roof space, you can collect 600 gallons of water with 1 inch of rain.
What is this here? No, it's a pump.
So you're looking at essentially the same setup with water pressure as you would have on the side of your house or the side of your building.
The guys have to wash their trucks every day. So what size of tank am I gonna need there?
Okay, so for instance, this pump puts out 10 gallons per minute. So if you're using 10 gallons per minute, at 10 minutes, you're looking at 100 gallons per wash.
That is a lot of wasted water.
Exactly. And that's why this is our smallest unit, so we actually go up from there in size.
Okay, I need a bigger one. Probably about 10 times the size.
We have some in the back, let's have a look.
Okay. Holy cow, these are huge.
Yeah, this is the largest of our slimline setup. So you're getting about 620 gallons, so you're twice as much as the unit I just showed you.
Then the math that we did earlier, this is gonna last the fire hall about a week?
That's right.
That's a lot of water.
With the new water system picked out and the stonework back at the fire hall zooming along, it's time to go and find the cedars for my privacy screen project.
Ordinarily, for privacy hedges, you could use any type of evergreen because they give you 4 seasons of coverage. Like I could choose this nice little juniper, but it's too slow growing. I could go with the pine or even the spruce, but at maximum height, they get 40 to 50 feet tall and about the same width. So those are definitely too big. Now this is the emerald cedar, and I love using this for privacy hedges because it is so dense and full. I'm planning to build 4 sides of lattice around this tree. It allows the tree to grow vertical, but not horizontal. It'll also make for a very unique architectural feature and, more importantly, a very cool twist on a cedar privacy hedge.
The cedars are chosen for the privacy hedge, so it's time to get down to building those lattice screens that are going to go around them.
This is a very easy project that you can do at home. All you need are 4 4x4 posts cut at 6-foot lengths. You need 4 pieces of lattice. You need some 2x4s that have the notch, and these should be the width of the lattice. And you also want several of these 2x2s, which will hold the lattice in place. Each one's gonna be about 6 feet tall and just a little over 2.5 feet wide. In a line, they make a really cool hedge. Now, once I build 3 more of these panels, I can put it all together and you'll see exactly what I mean. There we go. All it needs now is a little bit of stain and a cedar. Now I've chosen to go with a black stain over top of the pressure treated wood because I love the contrast between the black and the green leaves of the cedar. What will happen in time though is that the cedar will fill up this entire lattice panel, so you won't see it anymore. What you will see is a square hedge, which is a very cool architectural detail. I wanted you to see the space at this point because this is sort of halfway.
Wow, no, it looks great.
You can see how the 3 panels of herringbone define the area that the table is going to be. It's almost like a carpet.
No, it looks great. I like the idea a lot.
I have tied it back into the benches, so there's a recurring theme, okay? Now these benches are 18 inches tall, perfect seating height, okay? This is where the barbecue is gonna go. Now the barbecue is gonna be centered on the middle of that, and then you'll have this same pattern on each side.
It looks like a lot of stonework. Is it, I don't see much green.
Well, there will be some plants. This is the plant bed you're gonna notice the biggest change. I've got 4 large clumps of birch that are gonna go all the way across here, and then a ton of perennials and shrubs underneath.
Okay.
And those actually wrap in around here. So it'll soften the look of the stone and the benches against this wall. And once we get this wall painted, you know, it won't be so stone heavy anymore in this space.
Okay, what about being on schedule?
Well, we're close. And I'll be honest, I would love to borrow some of the firefighters to help me paint and get some of the plantings done, if you can arrange that.
Sure, I'll see what I can do.
Then that's perfect. Then we're right on time.
And yeah, we're ready to go.
Well, we have a bit of a change of plans, okay?
Okay.
Keith now wants this inside instead of outside. Now, originally in the design, I wanted this outdoors, but Keith has asked that we put it inside the building, so I'm hoping everything's gonna fit.
The Green Force team and I are building an outdoor patio for the firefighters of Station 315 and for the surrounding communities to use as a gathering place to learn more about fire prevention and safety. We are treating this space like a backyard patio by creating a dining area with a unique inset herringbone detail. This design element is repeated in the stone benches and in the built-in stone barbecue. We are also creating a privacy hedge made up of emerald cedars and custom lattice work, and the whole space is going to be finished off with 4 large birch trees and an assortment of drought-tolerant plants. There's only one more element left to add to this design, and that's the furniture.
When it comes to choosing outdoor furniture for your backyard, your options are virtually endless. There's all kinds of different shapes, colors, and textures to work with, but you have to make sure you stay focused on that end look you're trying to accomplish, which is why I've chosen this particular set for the fire hall. I like this woven detail in the back. I'm planning to recreate this same pattern in lattice panels around the space. It has a nice neutral tone gray cushion, which I think is going to match the patio stone I've chosen exactly. But there's one real reason that I've picked this particular set. For me, this looks like indoor dining furniture. It is going to make the firefighters feel like they're inside, even when they're not. Well, we have a bit of a change of plans, okay?
Okay.
Keith now wants this inside instead of outside.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. Now, originally in the design, I wanted this outdoors, but Keith has asked that we put it inside the building, so I'm hoping everything's gonna fit. They're perfect.
So this is your downspout coming from the roof.
Yes.
We'll hook in there and we'll have a feed that's going to come into the actual tank.
So it's really a no-brainer. You just hook up your tap and you're good to go.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
Thanks a lot.
My favorite part of any makeover is when the trees and plants arrive, and we all get to start playing in the dirt. But while the Green Force team is putting in the trees and plants, I enlist the help of several of the firefighters who are on shift to finally take care of that graffiti-covered wall.
That's it, gentlemen. Long, smooth strokes. How long has this graffiti been here?
Long before me. I don't know.
So it's about time we got rid of it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, probably.
Well, it looks good so far. Keep it up. Thank you. can see the courtyard garden is coming together. We've got cedars in place for my privacy screen, which will be covered by these fantastic cages once they're dried. We've got our fantastic birch trees to help with privacy and to block some of the sound from the children's play area. Around the bottom of them, we're going to put in these really colorful rhododendrons to give this a shot of interest. Speaking of interest, we also have this back wall done. The firemen worked really hard to get this done for us, but you can see how it really frames the green of the plants, which in turn soften the edges of the stone. So it's all working together and it's going to be a fantastic focal feature. But it's not my favorite part of the garden. That's over here. We now have our beautiful built-in barbecue, which when finished is going to be counter height, perfect for serving food, and more importantly, it's going to be done just in time for dinner. You gentlemen know what we're doing here, right? We're gonna put these plants in the ground. Yeah, that makes sense. So the rhodo goes right in here. Yeah, and then we're gonna put some of the little plants in front of it, and then we're gonna do this one over here. This is a really great plant to put in your garden. Now it's called Ligularia, and I like to use it for a few different reasons. It has a great texture around the leaves, it has tall yellow flowers, but more importantly, this is an indicator plant. Whenever the leaves start to droop, kind of like they are right now, you know it's time to water the whole space. I love putting birch trees in landscaping because there's nothing that quite beats that white bark. However, these particular trees are susceptible to a specific pest. It's called the bronze birch borer, and that particular bug likes to eat the tree from the top down. So if you have birch trees in your yard and you're noticing that they're starting to die off at the top, you want to call an arborist right away to have them treated. You ready to see this?
Sure.
Welcome to your new backyard.
Wow, looks great. Oh my God.
Green Force has done it again. We've transformed a rundown parking lot into a vibrant outdoor living space to assist the firefighters in continuing their vital service to the neighboring communities. All that's left are a few final touches, and this space will be ready to show Keith and the rest of the firefighters of Station 315.
A lot of people are starting to invest in these built-in barbecues, and as a landscape designer, I love that, because with these new inserts, I can really customize the space. We've used the same stone from the patio in the island, and then to finish off the details, we've pulled in that beautiful herringbone pattern. Now we're ready for a barbecue. It's time to get Keith. You ready to see this?
Sure.
Welcome to your new backyard.
Wow, looks great. Oh my God. I'm amazed. From a parking lot to a backyard, it's pretty impressive. We spend a lot of time at the fire hall, so it's somewhere that we could use, bring the community in, teach them about fire safety, and yeah, it's a great usable space.
Now there are a few details I want to point out to you, okay? You'll notice the herringbone now with the dining room table, it actually makes a little more sense.
Right.
It's a defined eating area. I've also used the same detail in the stone benches, which you saw before. But more importantly, it frames that.
Ah, look at that. This is like someone's backyard out here.
That's exactly what the fire hall needed. They needed a spot for the firefighters to go in their downtime, to rest and relax.
Very good.
Well, you'll notice that we hooked it up to natural gas, so it's very efficient.
Some of the guys are pretty good cooks, and with a long, hot summer ahead of us, I think it will get a lot of use. And what's that there?
That is your spigot from the rain tank, right? We put in the big tank for washing the trucks, but also that you can water all the gardens.
Right, and there's a lot of garden here.
Definitely a lot of green.
I think the reclamation tank is a great idea. We got a pretty large area up there on the roof, and if we can reuse that water, it's great.
I also want to point out the patio furniture. Now this is outdoor furniture, believe it or not.
No, this is great stuff. I love it. It looks like there's been some changes over there.
Yes. That's your main drain for water runoff in this area, okay? And if we raise the patio like I had originally envisioned, I would have caused a problem. So I've reduced it a little bit. You'll still get your privacy there. It will still look green in a focal point, okay? You'll also get all of your privacy here with the birch, and all the plant material will actually do very well in here, and it is low maintenance, exactly as you asked for. I've also included vines back here, so they will in fact grow up the wall, which I'm sure you're missing the graffiti.
No graffiti?
It looks better?
A lot better. I can't believe how great it looks out here.
Now, how much does this actually mean to have a space like this for the firefighters?
I bet you they're out here every day.
Well, we should go get them so they can actually see this firsthand.
It's going to get a lot of use, that's for sure. It's really going to cheer guys up, for sure, absolutely.
It's more than we expected. It's actually, it's beautiful out here.
More comfortable. We are here for 24 hours at a time, and we're all family, so yeah, it makes us more comfortable, and you got to spend a lot of time here, so.
This is fantastic for the crew stationed here at 315. The courtyard area, now the patio is fantastic. Taking it from a parking lot and revitalizing it is phenomenal.
Green Force is all about transforming those underutilized spaces in the city so that people can take better advantage of them. Kind of like what we did here at Fire Station 315, where we took their parking lot and transformed it into a backyard oasis. But this is a makeover with a twist, because not only are we taking care of the people who take care of us, but it also comes with dinner. My name is Carson Arthur. Thanks for watching.
Pride's a big word around here, so fire halls sort of pride themselves on how the hall looks, how we appear to the public. So if we're giving a better impression for them, I think they're going to enjoy it, and everything looks great.
I can't believe you guys got it done on time, and that would be twice at this hub if that happened.